Okay. Sweet. Okay, so I'm just going to check the time. So we have 5 minutes before class starts, and there'll probably be some other people coming in. So I'm not going to talk too much yet. I'm just going to grab my cards and we'll use the moon deck today as we are in this full moon energy. Yes. And I've lit a lot of candles today and try to make it very cozy. So this will be a restorative-ish type practice. So mostly yin type. We're going to do some forward folds. But we will be doing a Supta Baddha Konasana, lying on your back with the knees open. So you need to have some props there to stick underneath your thighs and a blanket to cover you. And then gather in. Yay. Oh. Did I say on my email today, a restorative integrative practice? I think I wrote it and I'm not sure if I left it there or I took it out, but this was going to be a restorative integrative practice. And I've been thinking about that, and wouldn't you know it, you guys? Guess what it says here? Everything anyway, now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. Wow. That's what this time is about. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. Woo! And look who's here. You know, I say it in class so many times here that so many of you have been with me for many, many years. That is a huge investment, right? I'm looking at you. A huge investment in your practice, in yourself, in your self-knowledge, in your self-care. And whether or not, you know, you float in and out, you come and then you don't come for a while and you're back, it's all so much knowledge to gather. Yeah. And amidst that practice, I just refer to the yoga practice, you're also living your life. And so much to gather. So now is the time to integrate. Oh man, I did say it. Oh yeah, Hart just pulled up my email. A meditative integration practice. Yeah. Whoa, okay, why am I putting this away? This card deserves to have a front row seat. There we go. And with that, in this fullness of the moon, I start by blessing all of us and inviting in these fires of transformation with the candles. And if you follow me on Instagram, then I made a nice big fire yesterday in honor of Beltane and full moon in the fire pit. And to be with these fires, Ganesh you. Mm-hmm. Welcome, guys. If you're just arriving, welcome. So I'm going to bless you first.
Oh, thank you.
And then, yes, and then I just look at all of you. And there's so much being released from this stick right now. I don't know if you can see it, but there we go, guys. So with great blessings and honorings, and I welcome you to your practice and to your presence and to all that's being offered to you right here and right now. Okay, so I'm just gathering your props, and settling in for a sit for a few moments. I'm just going to talk with you for a little bit. So I just want to talk really, so I had a question today about poses for sleep. And I'm going to go over a few poses, like if you wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, can't go back to sleep. So I'll give you a few tools for that. But what I want to say, first of all, is that we are deeply affected by the cycles of the moon. And I know some of you grew up on farms or out in the country, and you maybe have a nice association with the moon cycles. I did not, city girl, and really was not. And I can say most of us grew up in a home where like we weren't really tied to the moon cycles. And that is something that kind of needs to change. We need to build a relationship. When there's a full moon, there's so much energy. And if you had trouble sleeping last night or even the last few nights, it could be related to the full moon energy. And the new moon is sometimes like a place where we do sleep. So all I want to recommend is that maybe you start to keep track. And you really have to just do it paper and pencil. You can put a full moon or a moon app on your phone. I have one. It's called, oh, I don't even need to look to see what it's called. It's called Lunar Watch. And it's also on I also have it on my website that where you can look at the moon cycles. And to start just keeping track of like, oh, I was really crabby today, or I felt very nervous today. And just to kind of start to plot that. Young children, because I know I have teacher and principals on here, young children deeply affected, they feel it. And same with like Alzheimer patients, or, you know, people in early stages of dementia also really feel it. And when the full moon comes, you know, the lunatic, the crazies come out during that full moon. And to really just start to pay attention to that. And that, the other thing I wanted to say is that, you know, Hart and I are big proponents of cannabis. It's a plant, it's grown in the ground, it's cut, it's dried, and it's gifted. So there's no processing, it's natural. And now with all of these stores all over the place, if you've never been in one, a friend of mine, she like had no idea how it works. Like, do I need to have a membership or whatever? You can just go in and you can do things online. But I'm just going to show you one thing here, because who doesn't like chocolate? And now they have like really awesome, okay, opening them is always an issue, but you could just cut it off or give it to your husband. So they have delicious chocolates. Aurora makes like delicious chocolate cookies, really honestly delicious and vegan. And these chocolates come in, so this whole thing is 10 milligrams, and you can see you can split it into little pieces, 2.5 each. And if you take a little bit of chocolate, or maybe if you like to, you know, a little vaporizing pen before you go to bed, about, you know, 20 minutes, is that, oh no, okay, about 20 minutes before you go to bed, you relax. You know, what is of the earth is of the greatest worth. And it's deeply relaxing. So it gets you out of your head a little bit and might help you sleep. And we can talk more about that if you have any other questions. I'm super happy to answer, but it's super easy now. So I just wanted to share that. The third thing I want to say, well, essential oils is maybe the fourth, like a little lavender on your pillow or in the diffuser by your bed. Ah, lovely. And then for yoga, so I'm going to give you, we're actually going to do like a little sleep practice tonight, but the depth of it is the breath. It is really noticing your breath and just doing those, like some breath work, which you probably do already, to help you sleep. And the poses that we're going to do are essentially about feeling your breath and really dropping in. And that sometimes can help, you know, like, so I'm going to gift you this practice tonight. You can certainly do it a lot shorter in your bed. And you know, a lot of factors depend on things. So a lot of this tapping stuff we've been doing in class 2 is just anxiety releasers. This is what I've been sharing with you during this whole COVID, you know, time of quarantine, is these great stress releasers that you have this power in your hand to heal yourself in your own little way. So those kinds of things. And okay, I think I'm just going to stop. Oh, okay, I'll give you one more. Here's something, and I'm just going to give you the tip of the iceberg here, is that, you know, your teeth are your wisdom. Your teeth are actually like part of your bones that have come out and you can touch them and everything. It is this deep connection between your inner body and outer body. Nobody teaches us that except to brush and floss and go see your dentist, but there is so much more in your teeth that we've played with a little bit in class. Some of you have been there. Just taking your tongue and really like nice and slowly tracing as high as you can along the gum, along the outside and the inside of your teeth, and then like sensually, lovely. Oh, teeth, I love you. Run your tongue around. You might find, oh, I can move my tongue further on one side than the other side. It's just exploratory. But as you do this, you really start to be with your breath, and you do it a few times, just like lovingly caressing your teeth with your tongue. I gift you that to try and play with on your own. And you can also see, if you just put your tongue at the back of different teeth and you breathe, how that changes your breath. It's so deep. Your body is amazing. Honestly, there's so much we could delve into, but I'm going to stop there and we're going to start this practice. So with great gratitude for all of you for being here, and full moon, full flower moon blessings for all of us here. This was a super moon and there was a lot that came up. You know, if you felt like there's already this nice low level of anxiety, high level of anxiety, however you're experiencing it, maybe you felt a little exacerbated. And so we're just going to drop in here and we'll just start as you are. So if you need to readjust your seat, do that. Yeah. And then we'll start with the palms up in this great place of receiving, lifting your heart and dropping in. Don't quite close your eyes yet. I mean, if you have already, and just open them a little bit. And I just want us to really be aware here, first of all, of just as you are, to start to drop your gaze down and let your tongue rest in your mouth. And most likely it's going to rest behind the front teeth at the hard palate part of your mouth. Good. And then just feeling in. Just feeling in. Let your gaze be restful. Okay. And then we're very intentionally going to close the eyes here and turn the palms down. So we're going to do it together. You'll inhale. Hold the breath, turn your palms down, and as you close your eyes, release your breath. And then just imagine that you're still, and maybe your eyes are still open and you're resting on the floor with your gaze. And you're very aware of your surroundings and of your breath. Okay. Now staying in this seat now, we begin to embody it. So as you inhale, lengthen yourself tall. And as you exhale, let the breath come down the back body, the shoulder blades soften, the shoulders soften. Okay. Stay in your breath and take your attention to your neck. And notice if your head's jutting forward. And even if it's not, maybe just jut your chin forward and feel the strain on the back of the neck. And now start to draw your chin back as if you want to make a double chin. And as you do that, notice how the shoulders might drop a little more. And then staying here and just very subtly start to move your rib cage side to side or front to back. It's just a very small movement. And then you'll start to kind of settle in. So you use that to find your balance. And let the shoulders be, again, very heavy. Take the chin back and lift your heart. Now you can bow your chin down, soften your eyes, as if they could almost rest on the pillows of your cheeks. Notice tension in the jaw, let the jaw rest. Feel your breath nice and easy. And just be aware of that place where maybe you start to slouch or cave in, and make any adjustments to realign and redefine this sit. Let the tension from the jaw go. And as you sit here in your sacred sit, well aligned and restful, imagine that you are seated outside, maybe in a special place you love, or on the grass. And maybe there are trees around you. It's dark, but there is light coming straight from the full moon that's just hanging in the sky above you. Just feeling the reflection of light just illuminating where you sit and bathing you in the soma, the elixir, the nectar of the full moon. Just feeling yourself bathed in that luminous, reflected light. The moon at its fullness. Feeling into the breath moving in your body. Perhaps you can feel the reflection of the full moon held in your belly, in the water center, just below the navel and a little above. Imagining this area as the full moon, soft and round, and that the breath is moving here nice and easy. And you feel this great connection between that full illuminated moon above you and that which you hold within you. Quality of water, qualities of the moon, both reflective, both deeply connected to each other. The tides of the ocean deeply affected by the moon. The tides within you deeply affected by the moon. Welcome her light, this time of reflection and integration, this time of receiving this invitation to wholeness. This time to integrate all that you have learned and all that you wish to carry forward. The cycles of the moon reminds us, as the cycles of the sun and the cycles of days and the cycles of years and cycles of seasons, cycles of our lives, that there is always time to renew, to recommit, and to release, and in some way to be reborn. Feeling this connection of the moon above you and the moon within you. It's coming back to the tides of your breath. Nice and easy without doing anything to really extend the breath, lengthen it, just let it be. Just notice if you've lost your sacred sit, realign. Soften your eyes, your jaw, and be in this place of remembrance. That one time your people followed the moon, understood it deeply, and consider this a reclamation of lost knowledge, of a reawakening to who you truly are, in your innocence, in your breath. It's reconnecting to the full moon above you, how she reflects the light of the sun, and how at this time And she is closest to the earth, especially in this time of supermoon, that you are deeply connected to what is being offered to you right now. Sliding your awareness to your hands and circling the thumb and the forefinger into that I'm okay mudra. And feel here that you are reflecting this full moon and the power of your hands. Begin to lengthen your breath nice and slowly, easily, feeling you're filling yourself up in your belly center, your water center. That it can expand and slowly contract like the phases of the moon. This is a way of deep honoring here. As you inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, bow your chin. Bring your hands up and rest your thumbs on your third eye space. Bow your chin. Creating a temple on your forehead. This place of your third eye is this place of reawakening. And so as a way of releasing from this, opening the baby finger side of your hands as if you're opening your third eye. And then release your hands out, bring your palms together in front of your heart. As you are circling from the forehead to the heart, and bringing it in. Stay here. And, okay, so we'll practice by opening our breath. And feeling that your breath has already dropped down, your shoulders have softened, you are present. A seated meditation, being with your breath, is my number one first pose when I'm having trouble sleeping. This I don't own, but we're gonna own. So we'll start with 3 big breaths, and you'll inhale, fill yourself right up to the top. Hold the breath, my friends. Lift up, take it into your lungs, soften your shoulders, smile, retain the breath, lift up, drop the shoulders, smile, take in more air. Pause if you can. You smile, you're here, it's good work, and then slowly let that breath go, or in one big sigh, whatever feels right. Okay, take a normal breath, feel what's changed. And then inhale fully right to the top. Lift up, drop your shoulders. Take in more air. Retain the breath, lift up right into your lung space. Take in more air. Retain. We're gonna do one more. Pause, lift up, be here, smile, drop your shoulders, and exhale your breath. Take a full breath in and out. And I feel we need to cross the hands over the heart, so let's do that. And then we'll take a nice full inhale, last one. Pause here, drop the shoulders, smile, take in more air. Stay here, lift up, take in more air. Okay, one more. And then pause. We're going to release the breath in 3 exhales. So you'll exhale, pause. Hold it, be here, smile. Exhale, pause. And then let it go. And then just take a normal breath in and out. Okay, that's great practice too, and you're having trouble sleeping. And then we're going to Om 3 times. Inhale. Bow your chin. Take your heart space back. Release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin. And slowly open your eyes. Okay, we're going to stay sitting, but do what you have to do with your legs and move them around. Okay, if you need a downward dog, then I'm just going to go really slow right now, and you can go ahead and throw that in. But otherwise, I'm going to come back to sitting, and just to change the sit, I'm going to cross one knee over the other. This is okay for me. If it's not okay for you, just maybe change the cross of your legs. Do whatever you need. Heart's doing a downward dog, and then settle yourself in. And okay, so take your time. If you're in downward dog, move yourself around. Be strong in your arms. We're going to lift the arms up in the air. So if you're in downward dog, it's an opportunity just to really anchor. And then we're just going to reach up. Okay, now I'm just taking my hands down so you can see. So I have my fingers, my little antennas nicely spread. If your arms are reaching out, if you can take your hands over your head, we'll bring the hands together, interlace the fingers. We're going to take that church and steeple thing, but I have the fingers over top of the hands, index fingers together, thumbs together. So we're just going to reach up, and you do it however you need to do, whatever is more comfortable for you, but your arms are going to be just over your, from halfway. So I'm going all the way up, and I'm going to lift up. I've interlaced my fingers, index finger extending up to the sky, and my thumbs are crossed over now. And then I just breathe here. And I'm feeling this lift. My arms are lifting me right from the sides of the waist, but I'm also moving between up as I inhale, extending, and exhale, letting myself settle. Okay, we're going to do this for 10 breaths, so feel free to close your eyes. Okay, incorporate all that same stuff. So maybe the heart back, chin back, reach up, and be with your breath. You can inhale through your nose, and you might exhale through your mouth. So if your shoulders are getting tired, drop the shoulders and lift up through the sides of your waist. Let your eyes be soft. Just feel this connection between the earth and the sky, between the moon and the oceans. Good. Okay, so by my calculations, about 2 more breaths. And I'm not going to release the arms all the way down. I'm going to release the hands out like I'm holding this big balloon, like you're holding the full moon. And you can hold it in front of you if that's more comfortable. Whatever it is, I'm still going to keep my arms up, and I'm just going to close my eyes and imagine the fullness of the moon, offering its soma, its elixir, its magic. The moon is magic. All these words that come from the moon, lunacy, lunatic, are just 2 of them that come to my mind right now. Okay, and then we're going to start to take the hands over the head, and as they come over the crown of the head without touching, the thumb and the index finger might touch, or they might just be right beside each other here, just hovering. And then as you exhale, you're going to just trace this outline of this moon around you, this big fullness of space. And then you can let your hands come down to the earth, and they can touch the floor or your legs. And take a breath. And just feel how you are just dropping in. Okay, you're going to release the legs out. Okay, move them around. We're going to come to Baddha Konasana for a forward fold. So that's with the soles of the feet together. You can sit up on something. Let's start with rubbing the feet. This is such an important practice to offer ourselves foot massage. I do it very often in class and out of class. Just really feeling that which carries you. Okay. And then, so here we are. If you need something, it goes without saying to prop up what you need underneath your knees. And do you need anything? There's pillows behind you if you do. Okay, so make it nice. And then we're just going to take forward fold. We'll inhale. And then exhale, just walk it forward. And you don't need to go into your maximum. This is the second. So I can't sleep, I'll start with sitting in meditation, then I'll lift my arms in the air, 10 breaths, and then I'll come here. So I just let the head go. The hands can be supporting. Whether you can get your head to the floor or not here is the goal, is in just really dropping the head, the jaw, the shoulders. And then we allow the fullness of the moon to be breathed within us, as the breath goes right down to the water center, into the back and the front and the sides. And just feel for yourself. If your head, you want to move your neck or your head around a couple times, your shoulders. You just need to shake off from your day whatever you need to do here. And just bring that in. And if you need to add more props, bring that in too, as we are going to be here for a few more breaths. So I want you to invite in whatever you need, so that you can settle in. Okay, and the hands are on the floor, and just feel you can drop your heart center, your chest down, your head down. Let your jaw go. Okay, and I'm going to add one more thing. You know, if you're carrying a lot of stress, then we tend to clench the jaw, which tends to clench the water center, your hip center, your pelvic floor. So even just opening your mouth wide, and you can just hold it nice and wide, and you might just be breathing in and out through your nose, and you just kind of work on getting it a little wider. You know, it might be breathing through your mouth. It's fine. Just feeling you can open your mouth so wide and still be so relaxed. And you might notice when you open your mouth wide like that and you're relaxed, that your breath starts to widen as well. And that you can fill up this lunar center, your water center, the second chakra area, with more breath. Just keeping the mouth nice and wide as best as you can. Melting the heart, the head, the eyes. And if your mouth is still nice and wide, then you can start to just let it go. Just let it be very soft. Okay, if you want to drop in more deeply, you can go ahead and do that, or stay as you are. It's really letting the head hang. And the more the head hangs, the more the eyes start to drop. Okay. Slowly starting to come out. And you might even keep your eyes closed, just open them a little bit, take your hands behind. Yeah, and then we can lift the knees up, stretch your legs out, and then just move, you know, you might have some space, move the toes in and out. You need to kind of massage into your inner hips, do that. We're gonna come back into turtle pose. So that's the same pose pretty much. So for many, you know, some of you, it might just be the exact same thing. Otherwise, you can make the triangle a little bigger, and you take your hands to the inside. You lift your knees up, and you put your hands maybe right underneath your shins. Some of you might get your forearms to the floor, and the head drops. Just a little bit of extra weight, even on the hands, and you kind of let the elbows bend in if you can. Feel the shoulders dropping. You take the shoulders away from the ears, the head can drop more. So you be wherever you need to be here. And if this is not happy for you at all, take the hands out and just come back to where we were. This is a magic pose. I say this, you know, when I teach kids and adults alike. If you can keep your head down and the weight on your hands from the legs or your forearms, or whatever you've got, And the breath changes a little bit. Maybe you can notice where the breath is moved to a little bit here. And let the jaw go, head go. Okay. If one hip is starting to feel a little like one hip crease not happy, shift your ribs over to the one that's happy. And maybe it's a little imbalance. So it's also opportunity to just discover. Right, this is definitely one of my go-tos on nights I'm having trouble sleeping. And kind of scan yourself, any place you're holding. Can I release more deeply? Can I soften like water into this pose? Notice any tension in the eyes and the jaw. And then lovingly from here, you're going to try and keep your head down as you walk yourself upright. And then once the hands come behind, the head might stay down. Now you can stretch your legs out again, move them around. And then just be still. Even if your legs are out, after you've moved them around a little bit, just be still and feel what's happened. And then we take our last forward fold here. So the legs are out. They don't have to be super wide. They're just apart. It opens the pelvic floor, the water center. And just walk your hands wherever you need to be. Prop up if you need something underneath your knees or your feet. And then again, just dropping in as deeply as you can, integrating everything that's come before this moment. Okay. The more you can release your head, the more you're going to feel sensations along the back line. And just imagining yourself here, almost like offering it up to the full moon. I know the full moons come and they wax and they wane and they are reborn every 28 days. We have the same invitation within us. So with reverence, softening anywhere you can, and being in the flow and the prana and the power, the soma, the elixir of your breath, illuminating and reflecting that which is within you. And we're just, before we leave this forward fold, I'm just going to add one little thing. You're going to stay exactly as you are. You're just going to take your heart space and press back. So you're almost like moving into the back. And here's where we are actually opening the kidneys. If you know where your kidneys are, and we push the back, the heart space back, we're getting into the kidneys. Kidneys deeply related to the moon. Considered to be a yin organ. The moon is yin. This is the feminine within all of us, regardless of gender. And just pressing back and using your breath here and the dropping of your head and the position of your legs and everything to invite in this refreshing, renewing, reclaiming, releasing. Notice your jaw, your eyes, your shoulders, your heart. And then melting your heart space forward, let that go, that pressing back. Drop in more deeply any way you can here, with the breath, with the jaw. If you feel you're shifted more to one side, notice that. Shift yourself back to the other side. It can be so subtle. So if you're feeling discomfort on one side, shift. And then drop in again. We'll just take a few more breaths here before we come out. Allow yourself to be super heavy and present. Keep your attention on your breath. Okay, and then as you're ready, so that might be now or 3 breaths from now, just very slowly walk yourself up. Again, the head might not even lift. You can just be here. You can lean back on your hands. You can bring your legs back in if you like. And we're just going to sit for a moment. And just, I say, palms up is energizing, palms down is grounding. And just taking your palms down, maybe taking this I'm okay mudra. There's a reason we call this okay. When the thumb and the index finger touch each other in this way, it is calming and soothing for the body. And just notice that heaviness as if the reflection of light from the moonlight is just pouring down over you, in you, imagining yourself receiving this moon bath. This great reminder that we are in the cycles and all will be well. Soften your eyes, maybe smile if you're not sure how to do that. Okay, and then just as we did at the beginning, we'll release this mudra. You'll bring your hands together and rest your forehead along the length of your thumbs. You can even let your thumbs tuck in a little bit into your palms so the fronts of the thumbs are supporting the forehead. Drop your shoulders. Notice how the shoulders just like to creep up. Drop them down. Let your head be heavy in your hands. And then as you inhale, you might lift the head up or you might just keep the head bowed and drop the hands. And then we'll gently open the eyes. Okay. So the next pose, I'm not going to do this, but another pose I would do is legs up the wall. But I think we're just going to go straight onto our backs. And you're going to have 2 blankets or 2 pillows on either side of you for Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you have a bolster, then you can use that bolster along the length of your back. Little puppy sleeping right here. But I just have these huge pillows I have on my daybed. I just grabbed one of those and I'm just going to lie over the puppy. Okay, so you will just sit on the floor. You can have blankets behind you, pillows, and you're going to lie so the chest is even, this is not a huge lift. If you have a bolster, great. You might just put a few pillows or a blanket, and then you'll lie back over that. So the chest is lifted. The arms come out. If that's too much for the arms, throw another blanket underneath each arm. And then 2 blankets on either side of you or 2 pillows. And then the last thing, just to make it super lovely, like generally, if I do this in bed, you just take your pillow, turn it, and you would do this in your bed. And then you could, just because we're not in bed, you could take 1 more blanket and just use that to support your feet. So I'm just going to fold mine just like this. I'll give it to Hart here. Yeah, to support the feet. So you're going to lie down with your legs stretched straight. And maybe you'll have a blanket over you as well. And I have way more blankets here if you need anything else. Okay. If you want to put your eye pillow on here or cover your eyes, that is a really great thing to do too. Well, I'm listening to Heart Breathe. It's like, yeah, as soon as you get into this, just notice for yourself too, if your chin is higher than your forehead, then take another blanket and just put that underneath your head so that you have a little bit of support. And just starting to feel into your breath whenever you get there. And consider this a moment of integration. Good. Okay, so if you had a very busy thinking day, then take your hands up to your head and just do some tapping or massaging. Tapping is really great. So feel free to do that. You don't have to, but a nice little release, tap your head on the sides, front. And at the same time as you do that, you keep your breath nice and relaxed, like you're just lying there. And then tapping on the forehead, the third eye. You can just tap up and down in the center, or if you want to walk your hands between temple and third eye space a few times, just lightly tapping, but keep your breath nice and easy. And then you might even take these hands down to your chin and tap along your jawline. Yeah, these are places we hold tension. Great. And then we can take them, you know, down to your heart space. And you might just circle here, massage, rub. You know, even as I have both hands here, and they're actually drawing like a little heart shape. You know, just feeling the power of your hands, the power of your breath. And then we'll just keep descending so the hands can move down now to the solar plexus, and you can tap here a little bit, water center tap, or you can take your hands and just draw a line like down from the solar plexus down and out, like as if you're just, you know, clearing this space too. And then you rest your hands on your lower 3 chakra areas so that the hands are resting on the low belly. Okay. And feeling your folds and loving them, taking this opportunity for gratitude for your belly and all of its glory. You know, like whatever is, if you put on a little weight, just love it, appreciate it. How fortunate are we? And honoring this place in your body beyond what you see is all of your life organs, powers of digestion, of elimination, of reproduction, and integration happens here. So feel your breath and the power of your hands to send loving energy of gratitude for everything that's working here beneath your hands, that which you don't see and is very present. That if one thing goes wrong, that's not good. So at this point, and your health is your wealth. I said that today in the email. Your health is your wealth. The most important thing. And that's one thing that is illuminated in this time we're in, even more. So let your breath just flow here. Notice any place you're blocking the breath, just by tensing. And if you're feeling that, oh yeah, feels like I'm not breathing all the way down, and just opening your mouth wide, and you just hold it there, wide, and you just keep breathing as if you're not doing anything, and keep widening it as you sit. And feel as you open your mouth wide, you might be breathing in and out through your nose, even with the mouth wide, that the pelvic floor opens and the jaw relaxes. So if your mouth is open wide, stay with that, open it, take 2 more breaths, very relaxed, as if this is something you do all the time. And then you can slowly let the jaw go, but notice if anything changes in your breath. Okay, so you've noticed your breath. Now we're going to move into Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet together and the knees out. That blanket you were resting your feet on, if you want to pull it up and still put your feet on there, that's great. If not, if it doesn't work, that's fine. And then supporting your knees. Okay. It's really important you listen to what you need here. So if your head needs support, put something there, make it very comfortable. If you need to take your hands and massage anywhere in the hip crease, then offer yourself that self-care. Just as you're here. So I said, a big part of being able to help yourself fall asleep, depending on, so many factors, it works or it doesn't, but to be with your breath is for me the number one. And all of these poses are about noticing your breath. Notice here once the soles of the feet come together and the pelvic floor is open, how the breath is being received. So just before, I'm going to leave you here for a little bit, but before we do that, I'm going to have you take one hand up to your third eye, and you're going to have the index finger, middle finger together. And you're going to start to just draw a nice full moon, circling your third eye space. And you might change. You're going to notice one direction is going to feel better than the other. And just tracing this moon, drawing your inner gaze perhaps to this space or dropping the inner gaze to the heart. Notice any tension in your shoulders, even with the hand up. You can drop the shoulders. And the breath is unchanged, nice and easy. And then don't just take your hand away. Just bring your fingers to rest in the middle of this, right where you feel that third eye space, almost like a divot between the eyebrows and above. And just press your fingers in there. Don't worry if you have the right spot or not. Soften and feel that's almost drawing your attention to the back of your head. And the back of the head becomes a little heavier. And then the shoulders can drop. And then the hand will gently release back out or resting on your body. And if you're aware of your hands, you can always take that I'm okay mudra, and we can even change it a little bit just to make it softer, so that just the pads of the thumb and the index finger lightly touch. And then just as we've been doing in the last few classes, just take your awareness to the back of your body resting. And let every exhalation, as if you're falling slowly and gently into the lake, allow yourself to just melt down through so much water to the heaviness and the earth at the bottom. Just feeling yourself gradually letting go of anything you're carrying, the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen. I am letting go. And the heavier you can become, the more you can let go. The more that full moon space becomes illuminated. It's feeling the fullness, the power of reflection, that which is the moon within you. So staying with your breath in conscious connection for as long as you need. Meaning, if you start to feel yourself dropping into a restful place, allow that to happen. I am letting go. Notice any tension creeping into the shoulders. Just kind of sneaks in and let the shoulders go. The weight of what you're carrying, let it drop away. As you start to feel yourself cycle through this resting and awake place where all of a sudden you become kind of present, and then there's also these places where you are unaware. And using these cycles, this place where you become aware and less aware, where you become more awake in the pose, to integrate all of this dropping in and letting go. The ease of your breath. The softness of your eyes. And the dropping of your shoulders. I am letting go. Staying as you are. If you wish to stretch your legs out, they don't have to be right together, they can be apart. I'm just doing that now. And just feeling the change in your breath. And in this position you're in with the legs out is called Shavasana 2. It is a Shavasana position. With our heart lifted, our shoulders dropping, and our low back with this very gentle arch, a very healing pose. Just noticing the back of your head, sides of your neck, and the heaviness of your shoulder blades resting on your support. And then, my friends, you're welcome to stay exactly as you are. And if you wish to come up to a seated meditation and honoring this rest by waking yourself up very slowly, wiggling your fingers, your toes. You might rub your palms together a little bit and cover your eyes with your palms. This is also a really great way to drop in. Enjoying every movement that calls you as you make your way to fetal position and then to seated. And you might keep your eyes closed this whole time, whatever you need to. And as you bring yourself up, you can cover yourself with your blanket or just make it really sweet. And when you do come up to sitting, we're just going to have the palms facing down. And you might have them on your thighs, your knees, and also have your wrists on your knees and the hands just kind of hanging if that is comfortable. And just taking a few moments to integrate your seat so that you feel balanced and connected. Honoring if you need to sit on something to make the seat happier or put something underneath your ankles. It's all part of self-discovery. And just resting in with the chin bowed. And as you come to sitting, you're resting with the chin bowed. Feel you can lift yourself up through the sides of your waist, through your heart. Even keeping the chin bowed and the body resting. There is this inward support, this lift, literally lifting yourself up from the inside. And just releasing your jaw. Maybe you open your mouth and exhale. And just feel yourself present here. And maybe you're still seated outside somewhere beautiful that you love, that you know. And just basking in this moonlight. Thinking of yourself as being bathed in moonlight, in the soma of the moon, the nectar of the moon. Nice. And just keeping with this idea of fullness, we're going to bring the hands together in front of the heart, but maybe reach out in front of you first. Like you're just receiving all of this good energy, this elixir, this soma, and your hands might cross over your heart, or you might bring the palms together, go on instinct, whatever feels right. And then dropping into your present state here. So you drop your chin, you lift your heart. Maybe you can lean back a little bit, take your chin back. The heart will lift more, the shoulders can drop. I'm just feeling for this moment what has shifted within you. What have you integrated into yourself right here and right now? And you don't need to have anything specific. It could be as simple as smiling and feeling your breath more relaxed. And I feel here, I'm just going to move into our May We Be Blessed mantra. And I'm going to, I did this in class once where I just blessed all of you. I said the mantra over you, so you're welcome to say it with me or receive it. We'll inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy. And just bow down to those words, integrate them into you. And then let's seal that with one love. Inhale. Bow your chin, Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Namaste. As you inhale, touch your index fingers to your third eye. And as you exhale, touch your thumbs to your heart. And keep your thumbs on your heart. Take your middle fingertips up to your lips. Give them a kiss. And then release that back. Lift your chin. Open your eyes. And inhale. Breathe into your hands. Get your breath and offer it out to your brothers and your sisters here. And namaste, guys. And I feel like I could fall asleep right now. The only other thing I would do sometimes is legs up the wall, where I would turn around in bed and just put the legs up. So otherwise, those are things that I do when it happens. But I always kind of savor those times. Like, it's quiet and it's dark and there's something really magical about the nighttime. So I know, not always, but anyway, I hope that's helpful, my friends. And I love you all. And I'll see some of you tomorrow. Namaste, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Sweet dreams. Love you. Namaste.